again, guys.
Hello, Richard.
Hello, Richard.
How are we doing? How are we keeping? All right?
Excellent.
Very good, thank you.
Okay, so we've had a busy couple of weeks. We've interviewed a couple of bandsmen.
We have indeed, yeah. First of all, Mr. Barrie Evans.
Yeah, it was lovely to see him and ask him a few questions on his banding history, really, and his banding life. So we should play that now. The Brass Monkeys are at a special house today. We're in Barry's home, Barrie Evans' home, our hero from when we started banding. So thank you for inviting us, Barry.
Okay.
And we're just going to ask you a few questions about your banding life.
Yeah, okay, I'll do what I can.
Yeah. Great stuff.
I've played for a long, long time.
Yes, we know that.
Yes, now, when did you start? That's the thing. Can you remember what year you started playing? Or how old you were about?
I guess I was 14.
Were you? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to work out. I think I was about 10 or 11 when I started.
Yeah, I think I was about 9, I think.
Yeah,
7 and 9.
We were trying to work out, with... Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was about 9 as well, so...
So where did you start? Was it at Flint? Was it Flint you started, or did you start somewhere else?
With Holywell.
Yeah.
Holywell brought a brass band in.
Right.
And my mother's brother, Cyril, he brought somebody to my house to show me how to blow the trumpet. Cornet. It wasn't a trumpet then, of course, it was a cornet.
Yeah.
And I was really able to play quite naturally. You just don't blow; it comes down from your chest, and I was able to make a big sound without blowing loud.
Right.
If you understand what I mean.
Yeah, and then you got the bug, so you started, and that was it. You thought, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And that was it from then on.
And what's like?
That was it from then on. Once you started playing, you thought, oh, I really like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you carried on doing it, yeah? You carried on then, did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I loved the instrument.
Yeah.
I won't say I could play the piano, but I could try. I could read the music and sing. But the cornet was my favourite instrument.
So you didn't play anything else? It was always cornet, was it? I know you've played trumpet as well, but we'll get onto that later. But
I developed into a trumpet player because that was a thing to do when you were in your teens. But I was a cornet player, really, double tonguing, triple tonguing, introduced by Joe Ouslam, who used to work in court halls as a joiner with my mother's brother. And he used to come and teach me, for want of another word, how to blow the cornet. And from my point of view, it was a natural ability. You can't teach anybody how to blow. You either can do it or not. And I was introduced to brass banding, and that's when I took off and loved the instrument. And I even said to myself, I was good at it.
And you enjoyed it?
And I enjoyed it, yeah.
Yeah. So when we'll probably jump across here, but when did you go to Flint? Because you said you started at Holywell.
Go to Flint?
Yeah. When did you go to Flint Band? Can you remember roughly? Can you roughly remember how old you were?
Well, it was like when we were there. Barry was on the end. So when we started was when?
Oh God.
Late 70s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you were in Flint in the 70s.
In the 70s?
Yeah, because when we started,
I was already there.
You were already there.
Yeah.
Yes.
John Conway was conducting then. John Conway.
John Conway.
Was a conductor,
Yeah, I remember him.
And Chris was your bumper up, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that's what I remember.
Yeah.
And of course, your daughter was on the back row as well, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tracy was on the back row.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, the memories of me, I just remembered going in there and just hear you play, and I was going, oh wow, I want to be able to play like that. And you mentioned before Carol of Venice being one of your favourite solos.
Because it's not easy to play. It's got techniques which I can do. A lot of people can't. So as an individual, I like doing that. So well, that's and I started playing in the Hollywood Town Band.
Yeah. And then you played in other bands as well, haven't you?
Oh yes, I played in Real Band.
Yeah.
I played in what other bands?
played in Northup, haven't
mostly
you?
local band.
Aye,
Northup
Northup
band.
and,
Yeah. Point of Air.
Point of Air, Shotton,
Yeah.
all local bands I've played. I've tried.
Yeah.
And I haven't maybe not joined, but I've played with them as a guest, as a member, and I could read the music quite well, even if I say so myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause you played trumpet as well with the Mole concert band, didn't you?
Yes.
And so you got Hollywell, Flint, Northup, Point of Air, Mould, Heswell, was it as well? And did he ever play for Guesper?
Yes.
Down there, Guesper.
Yes, band.
Because all like Derek Edwards and
Yep.
all them sort of age of players, they all played down there, didn't
That's
they?
right, yeah.
Aye.
Well, I was talking to Terry Maloney this week.
Oh, Terry, yeah.
And he mentioned you as well.
Yes.
And I said, well, we're talking to Barrie on Saturday.
Aye.
So, he was telling me about Guesper, which I didn't know.
Guesper band, yes.
And Penman Mauer, he said he played for as well. Penman Mauer. Yeah. And which I didn't even know existed. They didn't know that band existed.
Pembermouth. Name rings a bell, but I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
So a tough question. What's your favourite piece of music? Other than the solo, which is Carnival of Venice, what's your favourite band piece of music? There's probably so many, isn't there?
So many. Yeah.
Well, he always used to be playing Harry James's trumpet concerto as well, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
You used to warm up with that.
Warm
didn't
up
you?
with that. Most people couldn't play it. Never mind warming up with it.
To warm up with it. Yeah. My favourite brass band pieces.
Yeah. What do you think? Can you recall any ones that come to mind?
Do you know? I can't. I don't know. I got so many.
So many. Yeah.
I remember being a young player in Flint band, Barrie, and I remember listening to you. You stood up in the rehearsal
And what?
you played Flight of the Bumblebee.
Yes.
Without any music.
Yeah. Easy, fast and easy.
Easy,
Well, there we are. So
That's cruel, that is saying it's easy.
easy.
They're not easy. at all.
Well, there we are.
Now, go on. Sorry, mate.
Sorry, it's okay. I remember one of the pieces that I loved playing, and you were there playing it as well, was Mill on the Cliff. Do you remember Mill on the Cliff?
Mill on the Cliff.
The overture. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, yes.
And I always remember you being there playing that, and
Yes.
I was just like, oh, I want to be able to play.
Yeah.
I was, on the back row then,
Yes.
because that's where I started.
Yes.
My first contest with you was Kelston College.
Where's?
Kelston College.
Kelston College, yeah.
Yeah, and we played New World Symphony.
No,
I don't know if you can remember that. And I was on the back row with Doug's brother, Derek.
Yeah.
It was me and Derek. You might have played that as well, Tracy, I think. Tracy's in the back.
New World Symphony.
Yeah, Dvorak's, I can never say it. Fifth.
I know it, I've played it, but I can't remember how it goes now.
It's the dreaded Hovis advert, isn't it?
Yeah, in the middle of it. It's a Hovis advert, isn't it? Tune
You know the Hovis advert? That one.
Yeah.
It's that one.
That's part of it, isn't it?
But I remember that was my first contest with being in the band with you as well. And then
I know, just interjecting there, I'd seen outside you had your trumpet.
Yes.
It's lovely, isn't it? Seeing it there,
Yeah.
I always remember in Flint when you and Chris
Swinnerton.
you got those new cornets, didn't you? And you were pinging the bell to see which was the best one. And
Yes.
they had big cases, didn't they?
Yes, right.
You could fit. Well, it was like a suitcase.
the sovereigns,
the sovereigns.
Yeah,
they were
massive
nice.
cases.
Which do you think out of them was your favourite instrument? Was it a cornet or a trumpet, and any one, or like because they have different? I don't know. I'm a bass player, but you
I
have different
think
bows.
medium bow cornets.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, the medium bow, so you could get better for the high stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Which was your speciality. Yes.
Well,
No, but you could get.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were easier to play, weren't they, than the large bows? You didn't have to blow so hard, did you?
No.
And because I remember the medium bow ones,
Yes.
the difference. Talking about contests, I think.
Well, he's been everywhere, hasn't he? I bet
I've been everywhere.
I bet you've been everywhere contesting. Yes.
Would you say the Preston one was one of your favourites? Preston Guildhall?
It was always a good day out, that, wasn't it? It was a good, nice day out, that, to Preston.
Preston, yes.
Yes, on the bus.
And I'm guessing, but I'm sure you've played at the Albert Hall, have you?
I have played in the Albert Hall, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Can you remember who would that have been? Would that have been with Point or with Northup, or can you remember which band?
Possibly, I've done it with both.
You've done it with both, yeah. So that's. I mean, not a lot of players have played at the Albert Hall, have they?
No.
I mean, I'm in company of ones who have. I've never played at the Albert Hall.
I've played the Albert Hall, and from what I can remember, more than once. With what and with who?
Well, we would have done it. We would have done it with Point of Air.
Yeah.
Because we did a concert with the. I'm getting there now. Liverpool Welsh Choral Union. We did a concert in the Albert Hall.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one I remember was a concert. Do you remember what the one in Llandudno? I can't. The theatre's gone now, and they had the organ come out to the floor.
Yes, yes.
And Chris was complaining. It's health and safety, Swinney, because Barrie and Swinney were sitting, and there's just a big hole in front of them where the organ come out the floor.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think there was a plank of wood they had to walk on.
Really?
Yeah, it was dangerous, yeah.
Yeah, it was really dangerous. Like, you know, it was literally like,
No health and safety.
Oh,
then.
no health and safety. No, it was just get on with it. Yeah, because I think it was us. It was one of these like Champions of Champions thing, because they run Point of Air run the Radio Wales competition, and we had a choir who won the equivalent competition, and they had this lad on, this Bob Calcaterra or something, on the organ.
Right.
And I think it was I can't remember. I think it was Bob Childs as well. Yeah, Bob Childs did a couple of solos as well, all in the same evening. Yeah. So we've been around a bit, haven't we?
Huh?
We've been around a bit, haven't we?
Absolutely,
So,
yes.
Yeah.
You know it, we tried it and then done it.
Yes.
So, can you recall what you've enjoyed the most about playing in bands?
About
playing
in band?
Yeah, about playing in band. Playing a musical instrument. What have you enjoyed the most?
I've enjoyed the company of playing in a brass band and playing my part in a brass band.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And you've had a love of music since an early age, haven't you? And would you say you can't beat? I mean, for me, you can't beat brass band music, can you?
No, can't believe because it's accurate.
Yeah.
It's not musically flexible, but it's accurately.
Yes.
You've got to play it as it's written down, because if you want to do it on your own, you're adrift from everybody else who are reading the same piece of music. So you've got to read it accurately and play it as accurately as you can.
Yes.
And I started as a piano lessons with Violet Davis in Greenfield, and from then I took off. I went to play in a brass band, and I loved it. And I couldn't wait to go for the next band practice, it was called, because I could read the music.
Is that where you learned to read music, when you played the piano?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because you've got a relative who plays piano, haven't you? Because I think you probably can't remember my dad. My dad was a singer, ex-black and white minstrel.
Your dad was what?
My dad was an ex-black and white minstrel. He was a singer.
Oh yes.
And we've done concerts with my dad singing years ago. We did one at the Pavilion in Flint. It wasn't the Pavilion then. It was just the sports hall. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I bet you've done loads of concerts with people like that who sang and stuff throughout your time.
Yeah.
And I suppose especially when you were in the Mould, what's it band?
Concert band.
Concert band.
Yeah.
I bet you did quite a few stuff with that.
Yeah.
But that was playing the trumpet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And brass bands in general have joint concerts with, like, Flint Male Voice Choir. My dad was a founder member of the Flint Male Voice Choir. And I'm sure Barrie would have played in a brass band with them.
With choirs.
Yeah. I think they're coming up to 50 years now, aren't they? The choir. As well. I think the choir's been going about nearly 50 years now,
50 years.
Ah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But as I say, the cornet, brass band cornet, medium bow with a trigger on the third valve, because it's never properly in tune, but you wouldn't notice with a passing, you know. But if it's a held chord, it stands out as being obviously not right, not in tune.
Yeah, a long note.
That's
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
need to pull the trigger to get in tune.
So, going on what we were just saying about you playing with other people,
Yeah.
I believe, did you accompany Harry Sinkum?
Harry Seacombe?
Yeah. Do you remember that one? Was that on TV or
It rings a
something?
bell, yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I can't vividly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're only minor people compared to Barrie. These like
Compared to
Barrie
Barrie,
Seacombe and people
yeah.
like that, you know.
Yes, yes.
But I mean, that must have been great,
Yeah.
doing that, accompanying him
Yes.
at the Albert Hall.
Yes.
I've got 3 questions for you. Now, some of them might be a bit tricky for you to recall. One, I think I know, okay? So, who's your banding hero?
Bending.
Banding hero, yeah.
A player or conductor.
A player or a conductor, what do you
Maybe.
think?
Like I always go back to some of the conductors in it, like
Banding hero.
from years ago. I remember we met. The only time we really spoke to him was Harry Mortimer.
Harry Mortimer, yeah.
It was,
Harry Mortimer.
Yeah.
Yes, he was a name I recognised, and when I realised he was a good player, then I realised to myself I was a better player. I thought it was.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way to be,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I could anything he could play, I could play,
You could play.
Equally as well.
Yeah.
Because I could double tongue, triple tongue, and
Do all that.
I enjoyed playing fast, flexible, and things like that. I didn't learn how to. I didn't, but I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He was also a good conductor, wasn't he, Harry Mortimer?
Yeah.
and
He was a good conductor later on in his
Yes.
career, wasn't he?
yes,
But, I mean, my hero is James Shepherd.
Jim Shepherd.
Jim Shepherd, yeah, he was my hero, as in, banding hero.
Yeah.
But you also, you've got, as a conductor, you've got Joe, is it Joe Dunn?
Joe Dunn.
Yeah. Joe Dunn was one of your conductors at some. But I noticed your favourite trumpet player was
Harry James.
Harry James, yeah.
Because he had a technique that he could do naturally, and people tried to copy, but it was never. It was a lovely sound. High notes. He could go from low, middle, high notes with good quality. And I thought, oh, I shouldn't do that. But I couldn't do it naturally.
Yeah.
So I used to practice.
Just practice.
And obviously making a lot of noise
Yeah.
to my neighbours. And
Yeah.
Another one we can ask you, and I'm going to get Doug to ask you this one.
Right, Barry. If you could join any band at any time in history, who would you have joined?
John, any band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could have joined
It could
any
have played
band,
for anybody, anytime, like like Black Dyke or Foden's or
Crime for
Flint, Hollywell.
That's a very good question to answer.
Because Barry's having to think. I always like Black Dyke are the one with the biggest name, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forever.
So
Like in,
Black Dyke.
when they were Black Dyke,
Yeah.
well, John Foster's, wasn't
John Foster's
Yeah.
band then, yeah.
he? Yeah.
Yeah, Black Dyke, yeah. I could play with them, and I have played with them.
Oh, have you?
Yeah,
Right.
I've played with most bands, and I could do it. I could read the music. I even say so myself. I was a good reader.
Yeah.
Bass
But
clef, treble clef, and
that could have been your piano days, couldn't it? Learning to read music, which
Yeah.
helped you then in your banding,
that was
in your banding way.
yourself and what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was a good cornet and trumpet player,
You certainly were.
Certainly were.
You certainly were, without a doubt. I can definitely justify that one.
Yes.
and I knew it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no harm in that, is there? It better to be that way.
Yeah,
To say
I knew
yes, I
it
can do
because
it.
I was all played things better than other people.
Yes.
And I hear them play, so that's not right. No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play like that because I may be wrong, but they're right. But
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't play like that. And I can double tongue, triple tongue.
Yeah.
I enjoyed doing that because I felt I was good
That's
at
what
it.
you like. Yeah, you were good at it.
I was good at
definitely.
it because other people couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you could sum up banding, as in the whole banding thing, in 3 words,
Yeah.
what would you how would you sum it up?
What I was, sorry.
How would you sum up banding in 3 words?
Banding.
Yeah, the whole thing about banding.
Brass banding. You've got to keep yourself fit and well.
Yeah,
And don't smoke.
don't smoke. That's a good one. I like that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And live a good clean life.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember before we started recording, you said to me, it's about community, didn't you? You said it's about community. When you go to a band,
Yes.
it's meeting other people and stuff, and that was quite important for you.
That's right. You have you're a member of a group,
Yeah.
and people with the same interest to discuss and debate, and that's what I enjoyed.
And you made some good friends, didn't you, throughout the
Made good
time?
friends,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was good.
And I could play. I felt I could play with most bands, brass band, concert bands, orchestras, as long as I had the music to read.
Did you do jazz bands? Did you ever play in jazz bands?
I tried. I was no good at playing jazz. I was from memory or by ear. I wasn't naturally that way inclined.
It's hard, isn't it? It's hard. I've tried it. I can't do it either.
No.
It's
But
one of them
I
you
need
have
to
to
read the
feel it,
music.
Yeah.
And I try to read the music, but at the end of the day, I read the music too accurately that it doesn't become flexible as a jazz player.
Yeah.
I'm not a jazz player.
It wasn't improvised. It
Yeah.
was,
Feeling it, innit?
yeah.
Yeah.
To feel it.
I can play from memory, but I can't improvise.
No, yeah.
Well, thank you very much. It's been lovely to talk to you.
Yeah.
I'll give you the base,
Yeah.
very basis.
Oh, that's great. You could probably
Yeah.
talk all day, couldn't you, really? But
Yeah.
and thank you to Tracy, who's invited us into your home. It's lovely to see you again. It's great to see you.
It's nice to
And,
see you all,
um,
yeah. And I can still play.
And you're still playing.
Good.
It's good.
Well, we can see the instrument just
Yeah.
by the door.
Ah,
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
The trumpet's
Yeah.
there, ready.
So that's great.
Great.
Thank you very much,
thank
Barrie.
you, Barry.
Thank you, Barry.
Okay, guys, what do you think of that?
Well,
I know we were there, but I mean,
well, it was really good to see Barry and just how much the breadth of what he's done over the years. How many bands he played in. That's the one that got me.
yeah, I mean, the one that surprised me, I know, is Tracy, his daughter, mentioned it, is when he accompanied Harry Sinkham at the Albert Hall.
Yeah, I never knew about that. to be
No,
honest.
I didn't know about that, and he was struggling recalling it, but I think he did remember it, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think something that really did strike me was the confidence that he still had, even though he was talking about his brass banding days. You know, he still comes across as a very confident person, and obviously he would have drawn on that during his playing days and sitting mainly on the end chair, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we were young when we started, weren't we? And I always remember him being there, ever present, sitting on the end. And he was just as confident then, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. He's always had that, hasn't he? Which is definitely needed for principal cornet, I would think. And the level that he played at, particularly, I think, when he moved to Point of Air and was instrumental in getting them to become a championship band.
Yeah, and like I said, it was nice to meet him again, because I haven't seen him for quite a while. I think the last time I saw him was at Holywell.
Yeah, same here. When he was playing at Hollywood. And I think we found a photo of him, didn't we, as well?
We did. We think it's when he played at Buckley Jubilee. And I think you found another one as well, didn't you?
Yes, I found one with Aled, one of our trombone players. He was, I think we were doing a job in Hollywood, and I think it was before they had a pint. Looked sober.
He did look sober.
And his daughter Tracy did tell us as well that she was going to have a look through all of his family photographs to see if there's any more there that we can.
Well, hopefully we can put them on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Which, of course, do you know what it is? No?
I've got a good idea, to be honest with you.
He's going to name the actual email now.
Yeah.
But we're talking about the Facebook page. So where would you go to get it from the Facebook page, Doug?
Just the Brass Monkeys podcast. There we are.
Is that right, Steve?
Boom.
No slip-ups today.
Yeah, he's been rehearsing.
The night is young. We'll see.
Well, like I said, I mean, that was a great thing to see him, and we have got another one coming, which is again, we all know him so well, Terry Maloney, which will be our next one, but that will be in a few weeks' time. So I think we'll go straight into Doug's diary.
All I've got for you on this podcast is basically it's details of another competition, the Wayne Stones Cup Dr. Martin contest. That's in Yarm School, Stockton-on-Tees, on Sunday, the 6th of July. Now, it's open to nationally graded championship section bands only, and they're asked to play a march, a solo item, and a test piece.
Did you say Dr. Martens, as in the shoes?
No, I didn't. No.
All right. It's not the same one then?
No, it's just the Dr. Martin contest.
Are you sure it isn't?
Are you sure it isn't? 'Cause
Would it be in a match?
you'd have to put your soul into that one, wouldn't you?
You would? Yeah.
Your best foot forward
Your best
or
foot
something?
forward and all that. Yeah. Anyway, let's just stamp all of that out. And anyway, there's an entry fee for each band that enters of £250, but the prize money, I think, is exceptional. For first place, it's £4,000. Second, 2,000. Third, 1,000. Fourth, 500. Plus additional cash prizes for the best soloist and the best march. And also, each band that enters get £400 towards their travelling expenses. I'm not sure how they divide that up, but it just seems fantastic prize money.
That's good, doesn't it?
If I played in a championship section band these days, I'd be trying to encourage them to enter that one, you know.
Yeah, it's good money, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Anything else then, Doug?
I'm afraid that's it for this one.
Well, they can always get in touch with you, can't they?
They can always get in touch with us
Where would that be?
in a few different places, Richard. Either our Gmail, the Brass Monkeys Podcast at gmail.com.
Good one. And where else?
The Brass Monkeys Podcast
Yeah,
on Facebook.
Yeah, well done, mate.
There we are, I'm getting there.
So I'm going to hand over now to Steve. He's going to do Steve Snippets.
Well, it's a bit of a quiet one at the moment, where everyone seems to be really focusing on the areas. I've got a few little snippets through, but nothing really for this one.
We've just had the northwest area in Blackpool, haven't we?
Yeah, Foden's great result there for them. Was it ninth on the bounce? Ninth win on the bounce?
Is it 9? What, there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's tremendous, isn't it?
That is good, isn't it? Well, they're not bad. They're not too shabby, are they?
Yeah, I think they're getting there slowly. Good old Russell Gray.
Yeah, and Doug's a naughty boy because he keeps on his phone. And,
That'll be another £1 in the box.
So,
Yes, obviously, first one down there, we've got Yorkshire area and Midlands and Wales and all the other areas coming up over the next few weeks.
yeah, busy time. Bands are putting the final bits together, getting ready for going head-to-head with other bands, I suppose. And for us, it's definitely north versus south, really, isn't it?
Always is, yes. And it's looking at the points, it looks quite tight in your section as well, doesn't it, for Buckley?
Yeah, it does.
It's, you're all sort of quite tight with how many points you've got over the 3 years.
Yeah, so we need a good result, really. We have done for the last few years, but it'll be what it'll be, won't it?
Absolutely.
So is that it then, Steve?
Yes.
Oh, so it's down to me then. Richie's Redemption. What I need, guys, for anyone out there, is for any bandsmen or partners of bandsmen or wives, or to send me in any stories they know that we can actually broadcast of their band playing partners. So it's going to be Richie's Redemption. So if you can email him in to our email or on Facebook or any other way. So I think that's it for today's podcast. Join us again soon. And don't forget, you can join us on any podcast provider. So iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music. And we're now on YouTube as well. So you just need to type in the Brass Monkeys Podcast. And you can get us on that. And of course, on our Gmail, you can always contact us, which is at
The Brass Monkeys Podcast at gmail.com.
He'll be saying that in his sleep soon. So see you soon. Bye for me.
Goodbye. Bye from Doug.